Hello, Rick here at Beasley Analytics. Very excited to introduce a new feature on our platform that really transforms Beasley Analytics into an end-to-end sales solution. To access it, you come here to your dashboard, come up here by your name where you see the Industry Insights Beta link, click on that, and here you go. Takes you to our new platform where you can build a report to bring to a prospect or to an advertiser that draws on all the historical data that we've gathered over nearly 7 years. Analytic Owl, which powers Beasley Analytics, has analyzed over 4 billion responses to broadcast spots. And it's really the largest database of broadcast attribution that exists. We're able to use that now as a selling tool, and I'll show you how it works. Very simple. Here at the top, you will see a couple of fields where you'll enter the name of your advertiser or your prospect. You will select their category. When you select the category, you're going to see here either a negative number in red or a positive number in green. That's drawn from the same data that we've been using for our weekly trends. That tells us the overall website traffic in a category for the prior week compared to the week before that. In this instance, it's down. But as we know, being good sellers, whether it's down or up, there's always a reason to be on the air. It just helps you be more informed when you're approaching that prospect or advertiser. When it's down, you're going to say, hey, we see website traffic is down in your category. You need to get on the air and turn that around. When it's up, you're able to say, hey, the trends are up, demand is up. You want to make sure you get your share. Let's get you on the air. Then you just select your market. You select either all broadcast, TV, or radio. You click go, and this report is generated. If you've noticed, no Google Analytics required. Hooray. You're able to produce this report with all this valuable data just by entering this information you see right here at the top. So let's see what populates here in this report. First, it's called Industry Response Report for Pre-Optimization. It's going to say prepared for target auto. And it starts off with talking about what has worked best in this market. It's a great way to kind of prove right up front, given that not only do we know that broadcast works, but we know when and how it works best. So let's start the conversation off that way with our prospect or advertiser. We've seen in the auto category in Boston that the top day part is daytime. The top day is Sunday. Now that's interesting right off the bat, right? Because conventional wisdom says, oh, auto dealers, they'll just go on the air Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Well, now the data says try otherwise, because here we see number 2 is Monday and number 3 is Tuesday. This helps you suggest to them that taking advantage of these insights could differentiate them from their competition and help them get a competitive advantage. We'll see that the top ad duration is 15 seconds, so let's make sure we include 15s in our mix. So now that you've got them engaged, kind of starting off talking more about what works and what is working in the market, you can get even more specific and talk to them about return on investment. That's what they care about most, more so than ratings, more so than audience profiles. They care about the response they're going to get and the money they're going to make. So now we can address that head on. We don't have to sell them on the premise of audience size and audience demos and then hide until near the end of the contract to avoid the results conversation. We can talk about it up front, set expectations, analyze as we go. That's going to help you be much more likely to not only retain that client, but upsell them. So this is our return on investment calculator. It should look familiar. All you do here to click and adjust is get your prospect, get your advertiser invested in the conversation. Get some data from their side. What is your website conversion rate? You ask them. How many visits to your website does it take to get a sale? Let's say the auto dealer says, well, 100 visits equals 1 sale. Great. What's your profit on a sale? Let's say for a car, it's $2,400. Okay. What is your customer retention rate? Well, let's say they want to be pessimistic and say, you know what, I want to analyze this without looking down the road and seeing whether or not they'll come back. And what's the customer lifetime? Let's say they also want to be pessimistic and say 1 and done. Let's just go with a year. Okay. Well, you click save. It's going to calculate that response for you. And now you can show them that based on what we know about the response rate to broadcast spots, what we know about what they cost, what we know about how many visits they need to sell a car, and then what we know about what the result is in terms of profit to that dealer, we're able to come back and say, okay, using your data and our data, we can tell you for every $1 you spend, you can expect to double your money. Or flip it, for every $1,000 in sales you want to achieve, consider investing $483 to achieve that customer lifetime value as defined right now of $2,400. Well, now you've got them seeing what they care most about. Not that advertising is an expense, but advertising is an investment. When you frame it that way, you're going to be much more likely to close that deal. Now let's go on from there and really give them an idea of how measurable this form of advertising is and what we're seeing in the market. First of all, you can show them the response rate. How much more traffic is there to advertiser websites, days that they're on the air versus days that they're off the air? What's the average VPA, visits per airing? As you know, that is our equivalent of a click-through rate for digital. We're seeing that the average VPA is up in this market, and results here, and we see in the notes, results in 14 website visits. Response opportunity of 58%. I'll also point out here that every data point here has a plain English definition underneath. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to be a data expert. It's very easy to do. Here it explains, in this market, there is a 58% opportunity to dominate share of voice. That means the higher the number, the fewer competitors are on the air, so they could take a nice advantage of that by having more exclusive message talking about their business just about any way they want to. But a lower percentage is going to indicate more competition on the air. Advertising then becomes table stakes. How could you not be in the mix? But also, let's make sure that you have a good competitive message that differentiates you from the competition, or aggressive offers to make sure you get that business. What are these advertisers seeing? They're seeing 3 pages per session for visitors to their website. They're seeing 7 minutes, 30 seconds spent on the site. Well, now clearly, that is somebody who's serious about buying a car. They're obviously browsing inventory, checking out details about the dealership. That's a good sign. Mobile usage, we're able to show them 60% of the visitors to their site are on a mobile device. Because radio is a mobile medium, we can respond anywhere and everywhere, and we certainly do. And we could show a bounce rate that we're hoping will be low. In this instance, it is, meaning how few people visit one page and then leave. Well, that's evidenced here by the multiple pages per session and that long session duration, but it's also supported here with that figure of a low bounce rate. You're able to show them how much direct traffic is resulting from people who are entering a website address for an advertiser going there directly. But more importantly, you're able to show the percentage of visits that come through a search engine. You know, Google gets credit for visits that they facilitate but didn't originate. You know, you hear a spot, what do? You grab your phone, you use Google because that's your search engine to enter the name of the business or product or service, click on that suggested link and go there. All they see is Google as the referrer, but now you're able to show how many of those responses came within 8 minutes of the airing of a radio spot. Very powerful. Same thing with social media. You can show here that Facebook is the top referrer and make sure that they understand that really it's a purchasing funnel that you're creating where that initial awareness, that purchase intent, that branding is all coming from radio. You can give them some insight into foot traffic. 128% per aired spot increase in foot traffic in this market. Top hour seen, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Top day, Monday, again, pointing to early in the week, breaking the conventional wisdom. And then we go on from there, now that we've got them really seeing the potential here and excited about it, with just some talking points. Creative help, you could consider repeat website address, female voice, 30-second spot, keywords like free, today, understand, value, and make sure we plan for the upcoming promotions, Halloween, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, etc. And close out the report. Here there's a field where you can add comments. So when you finish it, save it and print it. Your recommendations, your insights will be there integrated into that report. You can also customize the report. So let's say, a piece of data comes up that you're not too thrilled about including in the report. Well, that's okay. As you see, when I click that, checkbox is populated. You don't want the 15-second ad duration in that report. That's fine. You uncheck it. You go up here, done customizing, and you're good to go. There's also filter options here where you can change things like the date range, broadcast types, et cetera, and have it update with that information. You can also customize here with your own name and address and the Beasley logo, et cetera. Finish up by saving the report, printing it, and providing to them. So hopefully you see there's a lot of potential here on 2 fronts. First of all, for prospecting, as I mentioned earlier, to take this kind of report out to a prospect is so much more powerful than just going with audience ratings audience profile, audience data, because you're talking about response. Take this, add it to your media kit. They're fast and easy to produce. I mean, 2 minutes, you should be using this every day now. It's so easy to work with. And then also for your existing advertisers, the ones who have given you a hard time, to grant that Google Analytics connection. Well, why not produce this report for them in your market, in their category? And now you can go out to an existing advertiser and say, well, here's some general insights, how well we're working for auto dealers, including you in this market. I thought you'd like to see it to make you feel better about your investment with us. Well, our thought is that's going to lead to a question that will finally facilitate those connections that you want to get. They're going to say, oh, well, this all looks great. How do I know how it's working for me? Well, the answer is, well, all we need is that Google Analytics connection that I've asked you about 10 times now. They'll be more likely to grant it because up front, you're showing them what it's all about, and now you're offering the opportunity to see how it works specifically for them. So make sure you use it on both fronts. Now, one last thing I will mention, when you follow the link here to Industry Insights, only work with Industry Insights on our new platform. Advertiser Insights is going to be where we bring in all the other things we've been doing on Beasley Analytics on your dashboard, producing reports, connecting advertisers. That's not quite ready yet. That's why this is a beta. So continue to do all your other work here on your Beasley Analytics dashboard. Just come here for the Industry Insights. Very shortly, we will make the announcement that you could start using it for both sides, Industry Insights through to Advertiser Insights. And then we will be retiring the current platform. So if you have any questions, I will remind you, you can always reach out to support@beasleyanalytics.com. Good luck with this new tool, close some deals, and please, please share your successes with us. Thank you, everyone.